Welcome back to another episode of Vasu Reacts. How I feel about this one. This one's a little controversial. We're gonna tackle the Colin Kaepernick, the kneeling thing, and we're gonna watch this video that gives kind of a different perspective, a little insight into it. I'm gonna share my thoughts with you guys. One of the things that I want to make sure that I do is that I don't want to get so worried about what people may think that I lose my sense of being able to share with you my real thoughts on things. And so you may not agree with me on some of this stuff, and that's okay. I hope it doesn't affect our friendship. As I tell people all the time, and most of my friends probably don't agree with me on a lot of things politically, but it doesn't affect our friendship because just different ideas, different ways of seeing things. And so although I don't think it's a political issue, I think it's an American issue. So let's watch this video, which is not only about the Colin Kaepernick thing, but is also about U.S. Army veteran Nate Boyer's response and perspective on it. So let's see what this video is all about.
What was your initial response when you saw that Colin Kaepernick sat for the national anthem?
I'll be completely honest, my initial response was anger, I was angry and disappointed because I grew up a Niner fan and I was pulling for this guy. And now he just pissed on my flag. But then I just stopped making all these judgments and tried to listen to what he's talking about.
Specifically, it's police brutality.
And the more I thought about it, the more I was like, I want to try to understand where he's coming from, at least somewhat, because I hadn't walked around in his shoes, but he hasn't walked around in my boots. You know what I mean? So I just wrote a letter and he got a hold of it.
He contacted you?
Yeah, he contacted me. He said he was inspired by it and he was wanting to sit down with me, just have a discussion. First thing he said when we met was, hey, I just want you to know I appreciate your service more than anything. I expressed to him, maybe there's a different way.
So, what I really like about this is that, you had someone that had a disagreement with a player that took a certain stance. And so he shared that disagreement directly with him, not on social media with his friends, not in a different format, but he went directly to him and said, hey, here are the issues that I have with the way that you're protesting this thing. And Colin Kaepernick explained his reasoning behind it. And look, the men and women of our police departments, of our police forces that protect us and protect the community every single day, guys, almost all of them are amazing, amazing people. But as with anything, there's always a couple issues here and there. And so there is this backlash by some people that feel that members of the African American community, specifically minorities, are not being treated fairly by the police. And so Colin Kaepernick wanted to use his platform as a superstar athlete to be able to share his views and to bring attention to the situation, because we want to live in a society where there is justice for all and everybody is treated fairly. Certainly nobody should be treated differently just because of the color of their skin. And so let's see what happens.
Way to demonstrate where you're showing more respect for those that lay down their lives for what that flag and anthem stands for. I suggested, kneeling, because people kneel to pray. We'll kneel in front of a fallen brother's grave, to show respect. He said, I think that would be really powerful.
Colin Kaepernick choosing not to sit on the bench this time.
And so, Colin Kaepernick, a number of other NFL players have been getting a lot of flack for kneeling when actually it was a suggestion of this U.S. Army veteran, Nate Boyer, who said, maybe a way that you could show respect is to kneel instead of sit. And so that's actually where this was born out of.
But to take a knee.
The fact that he was willing to listen and go to a knee versus sitting, I thought was huge. That's an important step that he's taken. I think other people need to take a step too and maybe listen to him.
Cops are getting paid leave for killing people and not being held accountable. That's not right.
I respect those men and women in uniform, but the ones that aren't doing it the right way, we need to correct it. We need to fix it. He's right about that.
People of color have been targeted by police.
It is an issue, and we've come a long way. We still have a long way to go.
I think as a service member, it's more upsetting for me to come back from fighting for my country overseas to see how divided we are and how angry we are at each other.
Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners say, get that son of a bitch off the field?
I'm more hurt by that than somebody sitting down during the anthem.
At this point, I'm just like, Mr. President, let's be presidential now and reach across to people that you don't agree with and you think are wrong and just say, you know what, let me hear you out.
If we have these real conversations that are uncomfortable for a lot of people, it's something that can unify this country.
And maybe we can come to some kind of agreement, solution, and understand that we're really not that different. We probably want the same things at the end of the day.
That's the end of the video. And this one, no doubt, is full of controversy, and I think everybody has mixed emotions trying to figure their way through this and really get a sense of, right and wrong and what's okay and what's not okay. And I'm going to give you my view on it. My parents, they grew up in a communist country. And in that country, all of your freedoms, freedom of speech, freedom to protest, all that stuff was suppressed for years and years and years. And there was this, almost this obsession with a reverence for things like the flag and political people and the president and all this stuff. And so I think what makes America great is that we're allowed to have our own opinions and we're allowed to protest in a way where it's not a distraction. Now, I think that lately what's been happening is some of the NFL owners have come out and said, look, you can't kneel. And I think that that's okay. Personally, I think that's okay because that's their choice to limit the person who is an employee of theirs, the ways that they're allowed to protest during a game, that they're playing during work. I think that an owner of a business should have the right to place specific limitations on there. Not that I would. And I also tell people that not that I would kneel or sit for the flag. I would show a level of respect for the flag of this country because that would be my personal choice. But I would never want to infringe on somebody else's ability to peacefully protest or to draw light to a situation that's really tough. Look, the reality is that there are divisions in this country, and it seems that recently those divisions have grown a lot bigger. And I don't know what the reasons are, and I don't want to point fingers. I just know I don't like it, and I don't think it's what this country was founded on. And I don't think anybody should have an advantage or a disadvantage simply because of the color of their skin, something that they can't control, something that they were born with. And I think we've got to come together as a country. I think we need to be united. I think we need to understand each other. I think we need to understand the challenges that are going on. And we have a responsibility to fight for equality, for justice, and for an equal opportunity for all Americans all across this land, in every state, every city, because at the end of the day, some may be Republicans, some may be Democrats, some people may not care about politics, but the one thing that's for sure, the one thing that unifies all of us is that we are all Americans and we make up the fabric of this great country. And it is a great country despite the challenges. And I know that we're going to keep getting better and better and better if we are patient, listen to each other, and we just try to do the best that we can do. It's kind of a tough message for me to share with you guys, but I hope that you like some of my thoughts. You may disagree with some of them, and I understand that, and that's okay. Hopefully we can still be friends. I live my life very simply. Sacrifice creates opportunity. I think oftentimes I've got to sacrifice some of the experiences that I've had to listen to somebody else's experiences that may be a little bit different and try to put myself in their shoes. And so sacrifice creates opportunity plays in so many different ways in our lives and in our society. As always, if you could, please like, comment, share this video. If you comment and make a suggestion on a video that you'd like us to watch and for me to give you my reaction to, and we pick that video, we'll send you a Sacrifice Creates Opportunity hat. But with that, thank you so much for watching, guys. God bless America, and God bless you. Thank you so much for spending time with me.